Hey everyone, well, welcome back to the park trek. I am kicking off today's adventure here at Icon Park. We've got a packed day ahead of us, full of fun, attractions, and some great food. So let's get started. But before we get started, let's grab some breakfast at Keke's Breakfast Cafe. I've never been here before. I heard their waffles and omelets. Their waffles and omelets are amazing. So I'm pretty excited to kick off the day with some new good food. So let's in and see what they got here on the park trek. Now that we're all fueled up and it's time to hit Icon Park, there's so much to do today and I can't wait to share it with you all. It's going to be fun. Matter of fact, I'm sitting right outside the wheel in the parking lot. I'll get a nice picture of that for you guys in a second. But anyway, I'll see you in the park. First stop is going to be Madame Tussauds. I'm meeting some of the biggest stars of the world today, except they're made of wax. Let's check out who's here and maybe snap a few pictures along the way. Next up, we're diving deep at SEA LIFE Aquarium. Now, I have got to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of marine life, but I do enjoy eating seafood. So let's check out the creatures here and see what's swimming around. Hopefully, no seafood is on the menu for today, and I hope I'm not on their menu. Up next, we're heading into the Museum of Illusions. I always loved a good illusion, especially since I used to be a magician myself. There's something so cool about seeing tricks and effects that make you question what's real and what's not. So I'm excited to see what mind-bending illusions they have here. And so let's dive in and go have some fun. I'm really going to love this, I think. So this is an infinity room. It goes on and on and on. There's a lot of Brads in here. A lot of Brads. Look at that. Hi, Brad. That was the most boringest thing I've ever done. It's not worth the $25. I mean, maybe if I had a group of kids and family with me, that would be worth it, but I didn't care for it. There was actually a couple of cool things in there. The Infinity Room was really cool, which I got a video of that. But check it out for yourselves. I myself didn't care for it, but yeah. And this is coming from an illusionist or a magician. Didn't care for it, but it was cool to visit. Got that off the bucket list. So right behind me is the Orlando StarFlyer, which is actually the world's tallest swing ride. I've been eyeing this thing for a while, but every time I come here, it looks like a blast, but I'm gonna pass on this. I don't like heights that much. Maybe one day I'll build up the courage to ride it. Who knows? Maybe you'll see it in a future video. For now, I'm just happy I'm admiring it from down here. All right, it's time for some dinner, and we're gonna be dining at the Sugar Factory. I've heard so much about this place. I've been here once before, and I heard they have really good milkshakes and colorful cocktails. Can't wait to dig into some of this comfort food and see what the hype is all really, what it's all about. Let's get inside and find something fun to try. So I just got finished eating at the sugar factory, and all I had was like a steak quesadilla, which was delicious, and also had a mocha iced coffee, which was delicious. But most importantly, the waitress I had, Nita, Nita, she was so sweet, so cool. You know, sat there and just talked to me for a little bit. It was very noisy in there, so I couldn't record in there. But oh my God, if you ever go to the sugar factory here in Orlando, ask for Nita for your waitress. She is one of the best. Anyway, later.
Please stand clear of the opening doors. Doors. Ferris get his big wheel to work in the first place. Unfortunately, the force was not strong with Ferris. In fact, several horses were working against his wheel the whole time, and they still are. Consider the meteorite. Its biggest point is the force of gravity. Now, gravity does keep us from floating off into space, but for a giant metal wheel, it makes just starting to move a whole lot harder. Like your parents, are taught to load passengers based on how many people are ready to run it. Look around at the wheel's capsules. Are they all full or are some of them empty? Are all the full ones next to each other? If there are lots of flyers right now, every capsule might be full. But whether or not it's a crowded day, team members must space riders across different capsules so that the wheel is weighted equally. As it gets more crowded, more capsules might be filled, but the balance must be maintained so that no side of the wheel is too heavy. This helps the team member ensure the even flow of gravity on the wheel. Safety has always been a priority, and it often begins with testing. Before the wheel took its first flight with passengers, the engineering team tested its capacity by loading different combinations of capsules full of water barrels. This let them determine the best way to load future riders safely. As you have learned, a lot of forces are constantly at work on the wheel, from gravity to inertia and momentum. Today, teamwork is the most powerful force. From its perfectly planned structure, to its mighty motors, to the crew that keeps it spinning safely, every part of the wheel and its team works together. There's like you, defy gravity and own the sky. Today, we've explored how wheels work and how they change the way our world moves. Before you go, I've got a pop quiz for you, and you will be graded. I'm kidding, but it is an important question. How do you use wheels to solve challenges in your life? There's not just one right answer, but if you spin your wheels hard enough, I know you can figure it out. Please make sure you have everything you brought with you and instructions as you prepare to disembark. Thanks.
Before we wrap things up, I just want to give a huge shout out to my friend Toby for hooking me up with these tickets to the Merlin attractions today. SEA Life, Madame Tussauds, and of course the Orlando Eye, the Wheel. Seriously, I appreciate it so much. This day wouldn't have been the same without your help. Thanks, Toby. Anyway, it's been a really incredible day here at Icon Park, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Anyway, shout out to the waitress at the Sugar Factory. Superb. See you next time on the Park Trek.